Help you build successful business with integrity and faith. I'm your host, Logan, and welcome back to Stewardship Sales Academy. Today, we're talking about a game changer in sales, which is how to close deals effortlessly by solving problems. That's right, we are solving problems, not making a sale. And if you've ever struggled with closing, it's probably because you're trying to convince rather than to serve. So here's your question for today. What's one problem your product or service solves? And comment below. Zig Ziglar once said, stop selling, start helping. And that's what today's video is all about. So let's dive in and let's see where we can take your sales just by serving rather than selling. For a mindset shift from selling to solving. And most salespeople make the mistake of thinking their job is to persuade someone to buy. But in reality, the best salespeople are problem solvers. And a Harvard Business study found that the top performing salespeople focus 65% of their efforts on diagnosing the customer's problems before even offering a solution. And here's 3 reasons why problem solvers win in sales. Number 1, people hate being sold but love solutions. Clients are resistant to pushy sales tactics but appreciate genuine help. You're not selling a product or a service, you are selling solutions. Trust comes from understanding is number 2. The more you listen and diagnose the problem, the more credibility that you build with your client. You're finding all the things that they are in need of. You're doing the active listening that we talked about a few episodes ago to really dive in and make sure that you're understanding their problem and how you are the solution to that problem. And number 3, the best closers ask the best questions. So instead of pitching, they ask insightful questions to uncover the client's pain points, asking them who their target audience is, what their products do for their clients, how they're interacting with their clients, where their clients are finding them. Those kind of questions are leading into that deeper need of how they are going to grow in the future. You're helping guide them towards those solutions. And here's a little faith connection. Proverbs 11:14 says, where there is no guidance, a people falls, but in an abundance of counselors, there is safety. You have to make sure that you are providing guidance and making sure that the information that you're giving is helpful to them in solving that problem. Here's an example. Think of Chick-fil-A. They don't just sell food, they sell service. Their approach to customer needs has made them one of the most beloved brands in America. And now it's time for you to make yours one of those beloved brands just by simply focusing on serving. So in this next section, we're going to talk about consultative sales approach versus actually just selling a product or service. All right, the consultative sales approach. This is all about diagnosing before prescribing, and it follows these steps. Number 1, you understand the client's pain points. Ask questions like, what's the biggest challenge you're facing in this area? And how is this problem affecting your business or life? Maybe it's a time thing that they just don't have the time because they're investing all their time at their job and they're trying to find ways to cut those corners so that they can spend more time with their family. You come up with a solution to their problem. Not that you're inventing that, but you are actually providing services and products that can help them solve those problems. Number 2, educate and offer value first. Here's an example. A real estate agent might educate a hesitant buyer about how interest rates affect affordability. You are giving them a little piece of education, and in return, they're going to start building that trust with you to start working towards that goal of getting them to be a long-term client. And number 3, Present your product as a natural solution. Instead of hard selling, say, given what you've shared, here's how we can solve this problem. And go into detail on how your product or service really helps them to grow, to solve those issues, to reach new clients, to continue to expand. Whatever your product does, let them know how it's connecting to their needs right now so that they can continue to be successful in the future. Number 4 is guide, don't push. Use soft closes like, would you like to explore this option further? Or how would this solution make your life easier? You're getting them to consider it in their minds before you ever ask them to actually commit to your product. You're guiding them to solutions rather than selling them a product. And here's your faith connection. Philippians 2:4 says, let each of you look not only to his own interests, but also to the interest of others. And that's what we're all about. We're here to serve. Sales is service, and making sure that you're serving to the top level is going to make sure that those clients continue to come back over and over and over again for your product or service because they love that you are serving them rather than you are selling them a product. Here's an example. Amazon excels at suggesting solutions instead of just pushing sales. Their entire business model is built around solving problems for their customers. And that's what we have to get to. We have to shift our focus from this idea that we have to make sales to we have to serve our clients to the best of our ability. When we start doing this, our closing is going to be easier than ever. Are you still going to have pushback? Sure, absolutely. But it's that opportunity that you get to dive deeper into their problems, use active listening to make sure that you're solving their actual problem and not just selling them a product. All right, now that we're overcoming objections through solutions, we need to remember that objections aren't roadblocks, they're clues to what your client truly needs. The common objections and how to overcome them. Again, this is going back to a few weeks ago, but let's go over it again. Number 1, it's too expensive. And here's the solution. I understand budget concerns. Would it be helpful to show how this solution saves you money in the long run? You're showing that you understand that cost is an issue and maybe their budget is tight right now, but your solution offers them something that is going to provide them with either more income or help them cut their costs so that they are saving money by using you as a solution. Number 2, I need to think about it. Solution, absolutely. What specific concerns do you need to think through? I can provide more clarity if needed. You're showing that you care about the individual, their concerns, and what thoughts they have. You aren't trying to dive into a sale right now. You're trying to make sure that they completely understand what it is that you're offering and how your product or service can help them. Number 3, I'm not sure about this. I'm not sure that this is right for me. And the solution here, based off of your needs, this is why I believe this would be a great fit. What part doesn't feel right for you? This shows that you are making a connection that maybe they aren't, and you're helping them see that connection. And if there is a part that doesn't feel right to them, making sure that you're clarifying those things to them so that you're understanding their need, their thoughts, and you're diving deeper into that. You're helping them come to that solution themselves, and you aren't just selling a product. Here's a little faith connection. Isaiah 41:10 says, fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. You're doing this with God behind you. You are building strength. You are strengthening connections with others, which is what we're called to do as Christians. And for faith-based sales, this is huge. You're developing those long-term relationships with clients that will hopefully stay with you for years. They'll continue to buy, they'll refer you to others, and it will continue to help you both grow. Here's an example. Steve Jobs didn't sell iPhones. He sold a simpler, more connected life. Apple's success came from understanding what customers needed before they knew they needed it. So here's your action step. Write down the top 3 objections you hear in sales and create a response for each. Not that you have to prepare for every single objection that comes your way, but think through your process. Make sure you're answering those questions that are most commonly asked or those objections that are most commonly held at the end, so that you're approaching it before you get to your ask. When you're providing service, you want to make sure that they are fully understanding every piece before they have to commit. Not that they have to commit, but they get the option to commit at the end. And as you're providing solutions for their problems, more than likely, they're going to go for those. We've covered a lot today, so let's recap. The best salespeople don't sell, they solve problems. Consultative selling is about diagnosing before prescribing, and objections are opportunities to guide clients to the right decision for them. So, comment below, what's an objection you faced recently and how did you overcome it? Make sure that you like and subscribe if you found this helpful. More faith driven business wisdom is coming your way soon. And here's a final thought. Luke 6:38. Give and it will be given to you, a good measure, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Make sure that you're serving and not selling. See you in the next video where we'll be diving into building relationships that last.